Peggy 3.
Hello and welcome to yet another video blog about Football Manager 2014 for PC, Mac and Linux. This week we'll be taking a look at what fans of Classic Mode can expect this season. Classic Mode was introduced last year as a more streamlined FM experience to suit people with less time on their hands. The idea behind it was to focus only on the key responsibilities of a manager, such as tactics and transfers. The reason for this was to allow fans to progress through their career at a much quicker rate, so they could enjoy a season of FMC in one evening, and we're still committed to this policy when it comes to adding new features. However, having released the mode for the first time last year, we felt there was room for improving the experience for Classic Mode fans, so we've made some changes that we felt were important to our ethos of what Classic Mode should be. The first thing you'll notice are some changes we've made to the game setup, with a new advanced setup option. Last year we restricted the number of playable nations to 3 to ensure that the game progressed quicker than the full career mode, but in FMC 14 we've added the option to remove these restrictions and have as many playable nations open as you want. However, there will still be a limit on the amount of players loaded to ensure the game progresses quickly, which we've worked out should be 50,000, but it gives you more freedom to run the nations you want when setting up your game, and you can now have around 20 divisions loaded at any time. You can also change the game's start date and database size under the advanced setup option in the same way as you would in career mode, although note that the larger the database, the slower the game will be, as all of the extra players have their own personalities and careers to simulate. Part of the philosophy behind FMC is to deliver information in a more graphical way, and we've redesigned certain screens to reflect this. Firstly, the match preview screen has been overhauled. You can now see the complete league table, the day's fixtures from your division, and a team report snapshot, of which you can see a more in-depth version by clicking on the detailed report button. There are also separate sections for match details, previous match, and team news. We've also added adaptive layout to this screen. Another screen that's been redesigned has been the manager profile. There's now much more information on this screen, including a more detailed breakdown of a manager's achievements and career history. The manager's biography is also included on this page, as well as the FMC Steam leaderboard. The career stats section has been given a redesign to give it a greater emphasis on the page. The staff overview screen has been given a complete overhaul, with much more information being displayed about each of your members of staff, as well as action buttons to interact or view information on their areas of expertise. The training screen has been redesigned to show more information on how your squad is performing in training. There are separate sections of the screen devoted to your squad's happiness, with the current training schedule, their current fitness, and notable training performances. You can also see an overview of your top coach's rating and the standard of your training facilities. Oh, and speaking of training, if you're playing someone in a position or role that they're unfamiliar with, your coaches will now automatically train them in that area. The main scouting screen has also been redesigned to include the sort of graphical interface that's present throughout the rest of FMC, with more clear information on each of your scouts' activities. We've also added a number of new features to scouting in FMC. Firstly, you're now able to carry out up to 8 scouting assignments at any one time, and in specific regions, countries or competitions, so you'll be able to gather reports on more players than before. One very noticeable difference between career mode and classic mode is that in classic mode you have the option to create match plans for when you want to instant result a game. These allow you to instruct your players on how you'd like them to react to a range of potential scenarios that may occur during a match. For FM14, we've added a match plans wizard to help you create such plans. You'll also be able to save these match plans and export them to be used in other FMC saves. Also, when using instant result, the match report from your game will pop up over the result screen after the match. Unlockables have proven very popular in FMC, so this year we've both expanded and adapted them. You'll see 2 new unlockables in the game. Magic Sponge allows you to get rid of a player's injury, whilst Morale Boost allows you to give your players a boost in morale. We've also expanded on the Sun at Club unlockable as well, allowing you to name your son. And one of the unlockables has changed so much we've changed its name. High Visibility is now Turn On Attribute Masking. And because circumstances change throughout your FMC career, we've also added in the option to switch unlockables off. This means that if you've applied an unlockable to a save game and have now decided you want to deactivate it, you can. Team meetings have also been added to FMC. These will occur less often than in career mode, but at a relevant time to stage a team meeting, your assistant will approach you to hold one. Other nice new features include a layout similar to career mode when adding removing leagues, an affiliate club sub-panel on the club overview screen, and the FMC leaderboards now display the name of the team you're playing as when choosing a challenge. Finally, we've added the full transfer deadline day experience from career mode into FMC, because those of us at the studio who were playing classic mode and who had previously played career mode really missed it not being there. These are just a handful of the new features for FMC and Football Manager 2014. With the improvements and redesigns that are included this year, we hope that you'll enjoy Classic Mode even more than you enjoyed it last year. We're releasing new information about all of the different modes within Football Manager 2014 on Twitter, on the official @FootballManager account, and my own @MilesSI account. Be sure to follow us before the game releases on October the 31st.